Hey guys, what's up? With the finishing of E3, we got to see two brand new Pokemon. These are impidimp, which is a dark fairy type. I believe that's a brand new typing for it. And we get to see a brand new electric type called Yamper. Now, of the two Pokemon that have been revealed in the E3 conference, neither of these Pokemon I consider to be that impressive. Impidimp looks like one of those Pokemon that is going to be forgotten quite easily. I think the only reason it's set apart from perhaps some of the other Pokemon is the fact that it is the first Dark and Fairy type Pokemon. We have yet to see if there's going to be any sort of evolution to it, or whether it's going to be just a standalone Pokemon. Just from the design point of view, I do think it might be similar to like a Sableye, if I'm to compare it to anything. And potentially, I mean, Sableye is one of those that is just a standalone Pokemon. So this is why I consider it to be the case. It does look a lot like some sort of gremlin, and considering I think the water gym is supposed to be the second gym leader you have to face, who's going to be a Nessa. If that's the case, then you need to be able to get this quite early on, maybe in the first few routes. I don't see that as too much of an issue, considering it's a Pokemon that's going to be a bit hit and miss. Depending on what moves it learns and how it learns them, it's going to be very tricky in nature, like Sableye, where it can set up a lot of different status moves or increase other act as support Pokemon. Or is it going to be just a pure special attacker? Or is it going to be a glass cannon where it's incredibly powerful, like Gengar, that'd be taken out very easily? We wait to see how this turns out. As for Yamper, this one I am torn over. I think since it's going to be like it's the electric dog of the region, it could go one of two ways. It could go a bit like Hoenn, where, I mean, Electrike was a little bit further in the game. I think Morville City is where you could get it. Or it could potentially go in the same direction as Sinnoh. And were able to get Shinx relatively early on. I think it was just around the... I think it was around the first or second gyms, at least. It was not difficult to find, and from that point of view, it might be one of those that has potentially evolutions to it. I mean, Shinx has 2 evolutions to it. Electrike has 1. It could go either one of those 2 types of routes. Although I do like the new ability that it has to be able to get the first Pokeball that you fail with. Early on in the games, you're going to have very few items and a very little amount of money to spend on getting Pokeballs. So always having 1 or 2 that you can reuse is quite a decent ability for it. Even if it's just not going to be relevant later on in the game, it will at least set you up and set up the support on your party for the beginning of the game. It'll work well in the second gym anyway, it being an electric type against water type Pokemon. But my concerns are what direction they're going to take with it, really. What types of moves it's going to have, and potentially what it should do in the future. What are your views on these 2 Pokemon? Were you impressed by them? Did you like the designs? Is there anything you don't like about them? And how do you think they're going to evolve, if they evolve at all? And what do you think Impidimp's ability is going to be? As always, like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below your opinions, and make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you later.